Hello everyone, welcome to today's racing news, and it's been a day dominated by the latest around the $13 million Everest coming up at Randwick on October 13. And we start with the very latest from Godolphin. Trainer James Cummings has announced that they will bypass any thought of getting a slot with Kementari in the big race, the Everest. They think after watching the horse on Saturday in the Memsie that the horse will be better suited by going to the Makybe Diva at Flemington on Saturday week. Prior to this news, Kementari was around $8 with Tab. He's now totally out of the market with the expectation the horse stays in Melbourne, Kementari, so out of the Everest. But Godolphin still throwing and opening up that door. Maybe it's a horse like Home of the Brave who tackles Trapeze Artist on Saturday, or Viridine who tackles Nature Strip on Saturday in Melbourne could get that one or last two slots. Let's focus in on those last two slots now, with Kementari now ruled out. Who will get them? We know that Nature Strip is certainly really high up in the market, as you can see, at $8 without a slot. Now, you'd feel if it runs well on Saturday in the McEwen over 1,000 metres that either Max Whitby or Neil Werrett's slot or the ATC would go for Nature Strip. But who would be else left there? Horses at big double-figure odds like Parata at 26, Champagne Cuddles at 51 with Graff, Le Remain, Home of the Brave and Viridine. They're all at $51. Who would that last slot go to? Whoever is with that last slot, I guess they don't have to totally rush with the shorts only a fortnight before the Everest. So it's really getting down to the wire. Does Nature Strip do enough on Saturday? Time will tell. Talking of a horse that's already in the Everest is US Navy Flag, trained by Aidan O'Brien in Ireland. Now, in the early hours of this morning, the July Cup winner from Newmarket earlier this year had a gallop at the track Naas in Ireland. The horse galloped at half speed, according to Aidan O'Brien, over 1,200 metres. Seamus Heffernan rode him and was very pleased by the way the horse extended into his work. Now, he goes into quarantine, that horse winning that race, a US Navy Flag, at the end of the week. He arrives into Sydney on Golden Rose Day, September 22. He's $17, as you've seen, for the Everest. Well, let's come closer to the weekend now. Saturday racing at Rose Hill. That track is a soft 5 at this stage. What a race we're expecting to see in the run to the Rose. We've already had the scratching of Danawai. They're going to take the horse out of the Rose to run in the Stan Fox, but the market tells us that Graff is the opening favourite here at tab.com.au. Opens up at about $2.30. Performer has drawn really well. Barrier 1 at the price there of $8. Graff, by the way, has drawn the outside barrier. At this stage, jumps from barrier 12. Zusain has drawn well. Sandbar a bit awkward at the $10. It's drawn barrier 10. So we're down there to a field of 12 with the scratching of Danawai. Really looking forward to seeing all of those horses, particularly Graff, from that awkward draw. Well, the speed in the Ian McEwen could be really telling for Nature Strip and that possibility of getting a slot into the Everest. Nature Strip, though, from the 1,000-metre mark, which can be a bit tricky if you don't jump well. He's come up with barrier 1. Viridine, who I mentioned earlier for Godolphin's, drawn 7. And, of course, the Everest horse Shoals, it's drawn barrier 5. We know how quick Shoals can be when it finishes sitting off a hot pace, and you'd feel with Nature Strip that pace is going to be right on. So Tim Clark's been happy with the trial. We're looking forward to seeing that horse on Saturday, Shoals, in the Ian McEwen. And finally, some other racing news. We know that Sunlight was, not running on Saturday due to an elevated temperature yesterday. It settled down. There's still an issue with maybe an infection that's been treated. They'll take another blood test by the end of the week. Snitty Kitty not running anywhere on Saturday. They'll wait for the Group 1 Moya, according to trainer Henry Dwyer. And another surprise that we're not seeing on Saturday is the 3-year-old colt Santos. We thought would be running into the run to the Rose, but they've decided to keep the sprints. It'll be Saturday week, the Heritage, into the Roman Consul, and then hopefully the big Group 1 Coolmore at Flemington for the 3-year-olds. That's the reason why there's no Santos this week. Plenty of news on our social media. Stick with Sky. We'll keep you right up to date with our daily news.